Have you ever wondered how the Soviet Union, despite its initial vulnerabilities, emerged as a global powerhouse during the Second World War? This isn't just a question of strategy, but a testament to resilience and determination on an epic scale. Picture this. The year is 1941. The Soviet Union stands as a formidable force, yet it is not without its weaknesses. In the face of the Axis powers' invasion, the Soviet Union finds itself embroiled in the largest land war history has ever seen. Yet despite the overwhelming odds, the Soviets refuse to buckle. Instead, they rise, meeting the challenge head-on, suffering the brunt of casualties but never faltering. The Soviets are not just surviving, they are thriving. They are producing more weaponry than their adversaries, despite their opponents' superior output of steel and coal. Their strength is evident, not just in their numbers, which reach well into the millions, but in their resolve. The Soviet Union's role in the Allied victory against the Axis powers wasn't just significant, it was decisive. Each battle, each day, each moment of their struggle was a testament to their unwavering spirit. As we delve deeper into this historical saga, you might find yourself questioning everything you thought you knew about the Soviet Union. Picture this, the largest land war in history, with the Soviets at the forefront. The Eastern Front, a brutal and grueling conflict that stretched from September 1941 to January 1944, a total of 880 long, harrowing days. In the heart of it all was the Soviet Union, a formidable force that stood resilient despite the overwhelming odds that were stacked against it. The Soviet strength as of June 1941 was a staggering 5.5 million, a testament to the vastness of their military prowess. The Eastern Front was a theater of war where titans clashed, where the Axis powers and the Soviets locked horns in a fierce struggle that would ultimately shape the course of history. Despite the Axis powers' superior steel and coal output, the Soviets managed to outpace them in terms of weaponry production, a feat that showcased their industrial might and strategic ingenuity. Their military formation boasted a staggering 1,130,000 troops, facing off against 850,000 Axis opponents. This was a war of attrition, a war of endurance, where every tank, every gun, every aircraft played a crucial role in the bloody chessboard of the Eastern Front. The Eastern Front was not just a battle between the Soviet Union and the Axis powers. It was a testament to the Soviet Union's resilience, their ability to endure and persevere despite the overwhelming odds. It was a testament to their military might, their strategic acumen, and the indomitable spirit of their people. The Eastern Front was a testament to the Soviet Union's resilience and military might. But how was the Soviet Union able to stand its ground, you ask? Enter the Soviet war machine. This colossal entity, the Soviet war machine, was a marvel of wartime production and strategy, a testament to the Soviet Union's resilience and determination to resist and ultimately repel the Axis powers. Despite Germany's superior output of steel and coal, the Soviet Union managed to outperform them in the production of weaponry. Now, you may wonder, how did they manage this feat? Well, it was due to a combination of factors, including the sheer size of the Soviet Union, its vast resources, and the indomitable spirit of its people, who were willing to endure great hardships for the sake of their homeland. The Soviet war machine was not just about the production of weapons. It was also characterized by the vast number of tanks, guns, and aircraft at their disposal. This was not a small feat by any means. The Soviets had a staggering number of tanks, guns, and aircraft, which they used effectively to counter the German forces. This huge arsenal of weaponry gave the Soviet Union a significant edge on the battlefield, allowing them to hold their ground against a formidable enemy. The Soviet war machine was more than just a physical entity. It was a symbol of the Soviet Union's determination and resilience. It was a testament to the Soviet people's ability to withstand and overcome adversity. It was a beacon of hope in a time of darkness and despair. Despite facing a superior opponent in terms of resources and technology, the Soviet Union managed to stand its ground. They did not just survive, they thrived. They turned the tide of the war in their favor, and in doing so, they changed the course of history. The Soviet war machine was not just a product of the Soviet Union's industrial might. It was a manifestation of the Soviet people's will to fight, to resist, and to triumph. It was a testament to their courage, their resilience, and their indomitable spirit. Against all odds, The Soviet war machine was a force to be reckoned with. Yet behind this formidable front lay an unimaginable human cost. It's a sobering thought, really. The Soviet Union, standing tall and unyielding in the face of adversity, paid a heavy price for their resilience. This was a war of numbers, a war of attrition, and the Eastern Front was its epicenter. In the grand theater of World War II, the Soviet Union suffered the highest casualties among all nations involved. The sheer magnitude of this loss is staggering, even by the grim standards of war. Yet it's often overlooked, eclipsed by the grandeur of the Soviet war machine and its ultimate triumph. From the outset, the odds were stacked against the Soviets. The Axis powers' invasion in June 1941 marked the beginning of the largest land war in history. The Soviet strength stood at 5.5 million, facing an onslaught from 850,000 Axis opponents. Yet the Soviets fought on, their resilience matched only by their unwavering resolve. The war on the Eastern Front lasted a grueling 880 days, days filled with the deafening roars of tanks, the whizzing of bullets, and the heart-wrenching cries of fallen comrades. It was a test of endurance, a test of the human spirit, and the Soviets stood their ground. But the human cost was immense. The Soviets lost over 1 million troops in this brutal conflict. That's more than the total population of many cities around the world. Each casualty, a life cut short; each loss, a family devastated; each number, a story of sacrifice and courage. The Soviet Union's efforts were instrumental in the Allied victory against the Nazis. But this victory came at a cost measured not in tanks, guns, or aircraft, but in human lives. Lives that were lost in the name of freedom, in the name of a better tomorrow. In the grand narrative of World War II, let's not forget the human cost. The pain, the sacrifice, the courage of those who fought, and those who were left behind. The price of victory was steep, and the Soviet Union bore the brunt of it. Amidst the chaos and devastation, the Soviet Union also had another battle to fight, the battle against starvation. In the face of adversity, the Soviet Union went to great lengths to fend off the spectre of famine. This was a time when resources were stretched thin, and the country was under the yoke of a brutal war. Despite the dire circumstances, the Soviets managed to keep starvation at bay, turning the tides of a potential crisis. The Soviet Union's strategy to prevent widespread hunger was twofold. First, they maximized what they had. Despite Germany's superior output of steel and coal, the Soviet Union was able to produce more weaponry, proving that even in times of scarcity, ingenuity and resourcefulness can prevail. The Soviets made every scrap of their resources count, a testament to their will to survive. Second, they relied on their strength in numbers. The Soviet Union's strength in June 1941 stood at a staggering 5,500,000. This massive manpower was not only utilized on the battlefield, but also in the factories and fields, helping to ensure that the nation's food supply did not dwindle. The Soviet Union's success in staving off starvation during this crucial period is a testament to their resourcefulness and resilience. It paints a picture of a nation that, despite being ravaged by war, refused to succumb to despair and fought tooth and nail to ensure the survival of its people. The Soviet Union's wartime narrative is a tale of resilience, not just on the battlefield, but also on the home front. As the dust settled on the war-torn landscapes, the Soviet Union emerged, forever changed. The aftermath of the war was as monumental as the conflict itself. The Soviet Union, bearing the heaviest brunt of the casualties, found itself forever scarred by the experience. Yet from this crucible of conflict, the nation was also transformed and tempered. The war had a profound and lasting effect on the Soviet Union, shaping its people, its politics, and its place in the world. The vast human cost, the greatest any nation had ever borne, was a wound that would take generations to heal. Yet despite the overwhelming loss, the Soviet Union played a central role in the Allied victory against the Axis powers. This monumental contribution cannot be overstated. The Soviet Union, despite facing an opponent with superior steel and coal output, managed to outproduce its adversary in terms of weaponry. The Soviet war machine, a symbol of the nation's industrial might and resilience, was a key factor in the eventual victory. This is a testament to the Soviet Union's resourcefulness and tenacity in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. In the face of an imminent threat of starvation, the Soviet Union managed to prevent a catastrophic famine. This was yet another demonstration of the nation's ability to endure and overcome adversity, a theme that is deeply ingrained in its history. In conclusion, the Soviet Union's story during the war is a tale of horror and heroism, of immense sacrifice and indomitable spirit. It's a story of a nation that, despite the heavy odds, persevered and played a crucial role in shaping the course of world history. The Soviet Union's story is a harrowing tale of resilience and sacrifice, a testament to the human spirit in the face of adversity.